What to consider when selling your house yourself. Should you do a for sale by owner? Hi, I'm Kelly Vandever. I'm a real estate agent in the North Metro Atlanta area with Keller Williams North Atlanta. Now, obviously, as a real estate agent, my opinion is you should use a real estate agent to sell your house. My guess is that you're considering doing a for sale by owner because you want to save commissions and not have to pay the real estate agent a commission for selling your house. What you may not know is the median sales price for a home sold by a real estate agent compared to a home sold for sale by owner is 18% higher when you use a real estate agent. So even after paying compensation to real estate agents, you net more for the sale of your home if you use a real estate agent. But if you don't trust that data, or if you still want to pursue the idea of selling the house by yourself, here are some things to consider when doing a for sale by owner. First, you need to price your house right. Study other recent home sales in your area. Begin in your neighborhood. Check the square footage of your home compared to the other homes in your neighborhood. You shouldn't vary more than 20% plus or minus the number of square feet in your house. Compare the finishes. Home buyers prefer updates that have been done more recently to updates that are, say, 10 or 20 years old. The house needs to be similar in style. So for instance, you wouldn't want to compare a ranch home with a split-level home or with a two-story house. Make sure that the homes that you're looking at to figure out your price are comparable in style to your house. If you have a home with a basement, compare it to homes with basements. If you don't, then don't. Look at the number of garage spaces. If you're not finding 5 homes in your subdivision that match the similarity to your home, then start going outside of your subdivision. Look for homes specifically that were built plus or minus 5 years of when your home was built. And also, as you're looking at those houses outside your subdivision, make sure they have similar characteristics as yours. Make sure they're as close to your house as possible. 1 mile, 2 miles, maybe 3 miles. Check to make sure the house is in the same county, and check to make sure they use the same school districts. Look through all the photos you can find online and compare what you see in those photos with what's happening in your house. Look at houses that have recently sold, look at houses that are pending sales, and look at houses that are still active on the market. Be honest with yourself. Compare the updates that you've made to your home with the updates that have been made by the other people selling their houses. Remember that just because you love something when you moved into your house 30 years ago doesn't mean that today's home buyers will love it too. Make sure you get the price right. Get your house ready to sell. Decide if you're going to put some money into it or if you're going to sell it as is. If you're going to get some work done, go ahead and find vendors and get the work scheduled. If you're going to do the work yourself, go ahead and block off some days that you're going to take off or block off your weekends and evenings to get the work done. If it took you some time to get your house ready to sell, be sure and go back and look for any recent changes in the market, any new sales or any additional new listings or pending listings. Make sure that the price that you thought is still good. Be sure you know what the average days on market is for properties in your area. Be prepared to make price reductions if you get the price wrong. And if you need to make price reductions, make sure you think about what message you're sending to potential home buyers when you decide how much to reduce your house. When your house is ready to list, promote your property on websites where people look for houses that are for sale, such as Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, etc. Review their policies and see what the cost is involved with promoting the property on those sites. You may be able to find a real estate agent who is willing to post your listing on the multiple listing service, the MLS, that real estate agents use in your area. See what that real estate agent will charge you for those services. Decide if you're going to offer compensation for real estate agents that show their clients your house. Recognize that both the agent and their clients are going to want to know if you're going to offer any compensation to their real estate agent. So be prepared with that answer. Put a sign in your yard, put all your contact information on there, and make sure it's big enough that people can read it going at or a little above your speed limit. Once you start promoting your property, be sure to be available to answer phone calls from unknown numbers. Be ready to respond quickly to showing requests. Set aside your evenings, your lunch hours, and your weekends to be able to be available to show the property. Review what you can do to make yourself safe when you're showing the property to complete strangers. Google, use your favorite AI tool, but make sure you do what you can to be safe when showing your home to strangers. Recognize that you are going to be contacted by real estate agents. Some of those real estate agents will have buyers that have seen your home and are interested in seeing it. Sometimes the real estate agent might want to see it to see how your house stacks up to a house that they are listing or will be listing soon. Real estate agents will contact you in hopes that you'll consider them when you grow tired of the hassle of trying to sell your house yourself, or when you're not able to sell your house for sale by owner. Once you receive an offer, research the home buyer. Make sure they have the money to close on the house, or that they have a loan approved, that they have had their credit checked, that they have enough cash available to pay closing costs as well. If the offer comes from a person who's represented by a real estate agent, research that real estate agency. Are they a local agency or are they nationally recognized? Research the closing attorney they've requested. Is it a firm that handles real estate closings full-time, or is it a firm that covers all kinds of different legal issues? Be sure you understand the terms of the offer and what obligations are yours and what belongs to the home buyer. You may want to hire an attorney to review the contract for you to make sure you understand everything that's in the contract. Additionally, that attorney can help you understand what the repercussions are if for some reason the sale doesn't close. Know that the closing attorney that has been requested in the contract is not your attorney. They represent the person bringing the money. So for a cash buyer, they represent the home buyer. For a person that's getting a loan, they represent the lender. If you live in a community with an HOA, make sure you understand what you need to do to prepare so that the new home buyer can assimilate into the HOA. Once you have a contract in place to sell your house, then you'll need to be available to open the door for a home inspector or home inspectors that the buyers use to inspect the property. Know that if issues are found during the home inspection, you'll need to be prepared to either make repairs or provide closing costs on behalf of the home buyer so that that frees up some money available to be able to do those repairs after they own the home. Know that if the home buyer is using a loan, they'll also need to get an appraisal done on the house. You'll need to let the appraiser into the house. The home appraiser will determine the value of the house. If they determine that it is worth less than the sales price you've agreed on, then either you need to lower your price, you need to negotiate another way to make both sides happy, or recognize that the contract can be terminated. And if the contract is terminated, then you go through the whole rigmarole again to get the house back on the market. You'll need to work with the closing attorney to give them the information they need to help with closing the house. You'll need to make arrangements to make sure that all your personal property is removed from the house at least the day before closing. You'll need to coordinate with the home buyer to transfer the utilities out of your name and into their name. You'll need to let the home buyer back into your house occasionally to either measure for furniture or to ensure that agreed upon repairs have been completed. You'll need to let the home buyer back into the house either the day before closing or the day of closing for a final walkthrough. You'll want to review the settlement statement from the closing attorney to make sure you understand all the terms and conditions that are on that closing document and ask questions if you don't understand. You will need to show up at the closing or make other arrangements with the closing attorney if you're not able to attend in person. You'll need to provide the home buyer with all your keys, with all your garage door remotes, and with access to any electronically accessed systems such as thermostats or cameras or security systems. You'll need to track all the things that are part of the contract, make sure things get done, and resolve any issues that come up. If there is a sudden change in the condition of the home, such as the refrigerator stops working, or there's a pipe that burst, or if the home burns down, you'll need to contact the buyer and or their agent. You'll need to contact the closing attorney. You'll need to contact the lender. You'll need to contact your insurance company if the item is covered by insurance, and get all those issues resolved before the house can close. It's a lot, but you wouldn't be the first person that goes through all this and is able to sell your house for sale by owner. But if it sounds like more than you want to handle and you want some help and you live in the North Metro Atlanta area, I would be happy to apply for the job to help you sell your house. If you don't live in the North Metro Atlanta area, I can still help you find a real estate agent that works near you. Give me a call, 770-597-1108. Whatever your decision, I wish you the best of luck.